Welcome to Kryptogenex.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Brandon Ivy. Welcome to this Saturday special Kryptogenex call. Now, a couple of weeks ago, in fact, every Saturday for the last couple of months, we've had a special call where we're either introducing you to Kryptogenex, giving you updates on Kryptogenex, but more importantly, we want to be transparent and introduce you guys to the people behind Kryptogenex. So first, you had a chance to meet the owners of the company. We call them the Crypto Five. So you got a chance to meet them, their background, what their vision for the company is, and then after that, we introduced you to the Pinnacle leaders. And the Pinnacle leaders are the top 10 in the company, 5 on each side. As you know, we have a cryptonary. There's only 2 teams. So how you know how the structure sets up. You have Christy and Amos Snoddy on one side and myself on the other, and then you have the rest of the Pinnacle leaders. So the entire company falls under these leaders, and these were the early birds. These were the people that joined when there was no website. There wasn't even a name of Kryptogenex. It was just an idea, and they all came together and said, we can help to make this happen. So you got to hear from them and their story last week. Now today you're going to hear from their leaders. We call this group the founders. These are the people that have joined before there was a website, right when we kind of had the name of Kryptogenex. But these are the top, there's about a little over 100 of them, the founders' positions. And during the soft launch that we're in right now, as we stress test the system, these individuals have an opportunity to already get their positions in the company into the tree that's already filled. They're helping to stress test the system. And again, the entire company is going to be built underneath these individuals. And they're on both sides of the tree, both sides of the cryptonary. So we wanted to give you a chance to meet some of them. Now, again, there's over 100, but we can't do all 100 on one call. So today we have, I think, about 8 or 9 of them. And we'll have periodic calls with more and more each week, and as we get things going, so that you can meet more of them and give them a chance to highlight themselves and brand themselves, so that their team can see who they are and that they are represented and backed by the company. These individuals are also working hand in hand. They have direct access to the ownership. They have a seat at the table, so to speak, where basically their suggestions and input is being required by the company. So this is the cream of the crop. So I want to give you guys a chance to hear from them, hear their stories, get to know them. And first, I want to start off a gentleman that I have known for a very, very long time, since, I don't know, 2010, I think, 2009 or 2010. We've been in business together throughout the years. He's tremendously successful. I want him to share his story, his background, how he got to crypto and what is exciting to him about Kryptogenex. So I want to bring up first Mr. Michael Smith from Washington. Seattle. Michael, are you there? And if you're muted, hit *6 to unmute yourself. I heard him earlier.
Brandon,
Michael Smith. There you are. Yes, sir. Okay. Go right ahead.
Yeah. Well, well, it's not evening, is it? Well, it's afternoon on the West Coast. Good afternoon to everyone. It is indeed a pleasure to be on the call this afternoon. And thanks to you, Brandon, for spearheading everything and for all the work that you do, and also to the political leaders and the other founders. Real brief, as mentioned, Brandon and I go back in 2011, we started working together. I saw him advertising some stuff, and I said, man, are you serious? Is this real? He said, yeah, it's real. So we started a partnership back then and have been going ever since. So he's a gentleman of high integrity, great work ethic, etc. And my background has been in the industry of networking, traditional business, and spiritual work. I'm also a local community pastor apostle here in the state of Washington, but also I've been a business owner in the state of Washington, owning my own insurance agency for a number of years prior to selling it several years ago. And at that point in time, in the midst of all of that, that's when Brenda and I connected together. So I do a lot of my work online right now, training and et cetera. So that's a little snapshot of my traditional network marketing experience. Goes back way back to the early 90s, late 80s. Started with A.L. Williams and progressed on through some other major companies that most everyone know on this call. Worked with some founders and some owners along the way. And what I really like about what the owners and the founders of Kryptogenex is doing with this particular piece, with this particular model right now, is the fact that they have been able to adapt themselves to the ever-changing marketplace. You see, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't adapt to the changing marketplace, you're going to become a dinosaur. Now, we still have our generational companies like the Amways, the Shackleys, et cetera. But those are different breeds, okay? Those aren't going to be created again with that same model. And what these ladies and gentlemen have done with Kryptogenex is they're saying, okay, we have to look to the future. What is the future saying for the next wave of the next model of traditional home-based business and traditional business, and can we combine the two? So what they've done with the direct sales approach, what they've done with the customer acquisition approach, and also network marketing, to me, is a marriage of all three different things that can stand alone by themselves. So that's what I really love about it. I can be a customer and get all I can get. I can be a distributor and get all I can get. I can work with other people and share the promotion of something that's good and help them get all that they can get. So I'm very happy to be here with the company. I'm happy to continue to work with Brandon and Jared and a lot of other leaders that I'm familiar with, and just good to be here. Thanks, Brandon, for the time.
Fantastic. Thank you, Michael. And next up, I want to bring up a gentleman I've only known recently, but is a huge impact with the company, helping out behind the scenes as well, Mr. Brad Thiede. Brad, go ahead and hit *6 to unmute yourself. Are you there?
Hey, I'm here, Brandon.
Yeah, the floor is yours, Brad. Go right ahead.
I appreciate it, Brandon. Hey, just want to say a quick hello to everybody around the world. It's not often you can get on a call and talk to people in Belgium and Germany and Sweden and all over the place. So grateful for the opportunity to talk to you guys today. I'm just a simple man with a simple story. You know, Stephen always talks about how the story is really what's behind the person, and I haven't been in the crypto space very long. I got introduced back in August. I worked for a industrial laundering service, and I was just out running a route, and I got a phone call from a guy named Frank. Frank's one of my guys I like to call a rabbit hole guy, because him and I tend to look at things a little bit differently than everybody else. But he calls me up, and he sounds like the Micro Machine Man on the phone, going off about this company and Bitcoin and decentralization and binaries, and he's just really excited. And honestly, Frank had me at decentralized currency, digital currency, peer-to-peer trading, that type of stuff. That's where he had me, because you know, I'm not afraid to say I'm not a big fan of the government. I'm not a big fan of Big Brother. I'm not a fan of banks and other entities sticking their nose where it doesn't belong. So when he came out and said, you know, it cuts a lot of that out, and you can do, you know, peer-to-peer transactions, I was on board. But the problem is Frank was so dadgum excited that he left a lot of gaps in the presentation. So at that point, I asked him, I said, well, I'm sure you're working with some other people. Can you give me the names of some of these people? Well, then he gave me Jeremy Keene and Kathy Keene, and the rest is kind of history after that for me, because I sent Jeremy a message. I said, Jeremy, here's the deal. I don't know you, and you don't know me, but a guy named Frank that we both know just called me up and is really excited about this thing called Bitcoin. And it sounds really interesting, but he told me that you would be able to fill in the gaps. So Jeremy got a hold of me, and we talked, and he kind of went over decentralized currency. He went, kind of what is cryptocurrency, how does digital currency work, why is it the future, that type of thing. And he definitely had me interested. And to be honest with you, I've never met Jeremy Keene in my life personally, but I feel like I've known him pretty much my whole life. Him and I just get each other. We just click. He's about as real a person as you're ever going to talk to. And so we just started working on our relationship and continued our discussions. And then he, breached the subject with the business opportunities. And I thought to myself, I don't have the type of money that a person needs, the numbers he's given me to start, but, I can find a way to do it. Well, at the time I was, donating plasma on a weekly basis. And, I've done everything. I ref basketball. I was a baseball umpire. I've had every job under the sun, and I'm just a hustler that, just tries to go out and do the best I can for my family. So, I got the numbers from Jeremy, and Jeremy said, well, you're going to need $450. I said, okay. Now at the time, just to give you a little bit of perspective, at that time, Bitcoin was right around $4,400, $4,500. Okay. So I think last time I looked today, it was around 8,900. So, Bitcoin is even through the tough times we've had recently, Bitcoin is still, holding strong, and it's doubled itself from what it was when I first got started. So there it began, $50 here, $20 here. I'd send Jeremy, I'd send him a message. Hey, I'm sending you $50. What do I got to do? And he said, I'm going to send you a hash, and then you put this hash in, and then I'm going to send you $50 worth of Bitcoin. And so thus it began. $50 here, $20 there. I got to save up some more. Okay, I'm going to send them $120. And the goal was to get to $450. And I had some other stuff that my money was tied up in, so I went and dipped into that, pulled that out, and I basically created a way to get involved with cryptocurrency. I don't have a huge background. I love people, and I love trying to help people, and so that's always been where my heart's been at as far as sharing it with people. So I got started in crypto, and I got about $600 to $650 in this deal. All right, that's basically what I started out with, and I didn't take a penny out of any of the money that my wife and I make as far as our income goes, because truth be told, I didn't really know what was going to happen with Bitcoin. I just knew that I think it's the future, and so I'm going to take some of my quote-unquote spending money, and I'm going to throw it towards Bitcoin, and I'm going to see what happens. And to be honest with you folks, it's been one of the most incredible rides I've been on. I've met some of the most high-character, high-integrity people that I've ever been associated with, and it's kind of strange because, like I said, I've never met Jeremy Keene in person. I've never met Kathy Keene in person. I've never met Mike Boggs in person. But these people have all taken time out of their lives to put more into me than anybody else ever has to try to get me to, where I want to be. They want to help bring my wife home from work, and they want to help, bring me home from work. So biggest reason I like Kryptogenex is because I know who we're dealing with, and I know that we're dealing with people with impeccable character and integrity, and they're good for their word. And the days of having to look over our shoulders wondering when the next thing is going to fade away, to be honest, is over. All right? Steven and everybody that's put this together has put together something that has a strong backbone. We're still trying to flesh this thing out and put all the pieces together, but the backbone is there, and it has stability, and it all starts with the core five. You know, I'm looking forward to the opportunity, you know, when I can shake Steven and Will's hand too. I obviously don't know them as well as I know Kathy, Jeremy, and Mike, but you know, I'm looking forward to that because we're around good people, and there's good people behind this project, and I don't make any apologies for it. This is the future. This is the new internet, and this is the direction that we're going to go. And so I tell people all the time, I'm looking for ropes to pull. I'm not in the noodle pushing business. I'm not going to coerce you. I'm not going to beg you. I'm just going to simply put it out to you. Hey, this is what we're doing, and if you want to get involved, you know, this is what you need to do. But very thankful for what the core five have put together. The education is tremendous. I've had the opportunity to basically have the curtain pulled back, if you will, and take a peek at all the goings on behind the scene. And I can assure you, if you're brand spanking new, or if you've been doing this for a long time, Kryptogenex is for you, because the education is going to cater to everything that anybody's ever been looking for, and it's going to give you a baseline to continue your education. So appreciate it. Back at you, Brandon.
All right, thank you very much, Brad. And next up, I want to hear from a woman that I don't actually know very well, and I'm curious. I'm looking forward to hearing her story. But she's a founding member as well, and her name is Miss Devin Johnson. Devin, are you there?
Hey, I'm here.
All right, Devin, the floor is all yours. Go right ahead.
Thank you. Well, it is a beautiful day here in the Ozarks. Thank you guys for having me on the call. And I just want to say, you know, how grateful and honored I am to be a founder in this company. You know, honestly, it's not something that I ever could have seen coming. Most of my business experience is in traditional business. I had a retail business for quite a few years where I developed a product line and, you know, opened a few stores and did really well with that and sold that business. In the last few years, I've been in real estate and property management, and I do really well at that. I had a couple, I'd say, dabbles in network marketing when I was in my early 20s, you know, like 21, 22. And honestly, those experiences left a really bad taste in my mouth, because what I failed to me and saw was a lot of people that, you know, they bought into a dream, and most people, you know, they weren't provided with the resources or the training to, you know, to really be successful. So I swore I wasn't going to do that again. My personality is, you know, there's always rainbows and puppy dog tails to me in the world that I choose to live in. And I just, I didn't like an industry where, you know, a few people could really win and everybody else was not. So the fact that I've kind of gotten involved in this industry again has really surprised me. And it happened last summer. I kept noticing a couple friends of mine, Kathy Keene and Chris Hanks, kept posting stuff on Facebook about Bitcoin. And after a little while, we've been besties for a long time, like 12, 15 years. So I got him on the phone, and I was like, okay, tell me what's going on with this Bitcoin thing. And he just gave me, you know, a brief synopsis, and I thought, okay, I'll try it. I said, I don't want to sell anything to anybody, but I wanted to try it. One of the things about my traditional business in real estate is there's no residual. If I don't get up today and go pound the pavement, there's no paycheck coming. So I thought I'll give it a go. And what happened was I started making money on my money. And I was so excited about that I couldn't help but tell people. I had no intention of selling. And, you know, I've tried a couple things that I wouldn't recommend to anybody else knowing what I know now about some of those different companies, and I've been really lucky. I haven't lost any money. But had I had some education to get started, I probably would have made some better choices with some of my investments. But I just didn't know. I knew a little bit, and a lot of the stuff that we are going to provide for people with education in Kryptogenex, they'll be able to learn in a short period of time what most of the rest of us, kind of had to figure out stumbling through the dark over months. And the only thing I can share with people is my experience. And there's a lot of stuff that I don't know. And working with you guys on getting this company launched has really brought to my attention how much stuff I just don't know. And I'm so excited that we're building a company where everybody can win. They'll learn the tools that they need to leverage the money that they already have, that they're already making. Or if they wanted to make this, a full-time career, that's an opportunity as well. I'm just really super grateful for you guys. Thank you so much for having me on the call, and I look forward to getting to know all of you better. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Devin. And we're going to stick with the ladies. Want to bring up another founding member, Ms. Brenda Greene. Brenda, if you're there, just hit *6 to unmute yourself.
Hi. I'm Brenda Greene, and I'm a little nervous, but I've been a stay-at-home mom. I have 5 kids, 2 of which we adopted, and they're still me.
Lincoln, put your coat on. It's not summer.
Now all my kids are grown, and now it's my turn. So I've kind of dabbled in network marketing, and the last 3 years, about 3 years ago, I learned about cryptocurrency and digital currency, and I've trying to learn about it, and I've watched YouTube videos. I followed Brandon and Jairus Coleman, and but it was all over the place, and I really didn't know where to begin to. And I read books, so I was kind of struggling with learning about it. So a couple of months ago, I had told my husband, because I'd also been following Kathy Keene, and I told my husband that if Kathy Keene, if I find her doing another business or whatever she's doing, I'm going to be 100% on board with her, and because the integrity that actually all 3 of them have. So I called Brandon, and next thing I knew, I was 100% on board with Kryptogenex, and I feel really honored and blessed to be part of it. The integrity, the honesty, just up front and everything, I feel like this is where I belong, and I'm really excited to be part of it.
All right. Thank you very much, Brenda, and we're glad to have you on board as well. And so next, I'm actually going to go to Alaska now, and I want to bring up a young gentleman that I have not known very long, but I've been watching, and I think that he has a strong presence. He has a lot of energy. He's willing to learn. He wants to help a lot of people, and what I'm told, because I don't know his story, he has a strong story as well. So I want to give him an opportunity as a founding member to bring up, and that is Rescind Polones. Rescind, are you there? Hit *6 to unmute yourself. Rescind, are you still there? All right, well, what we will do is we'll come back to Rescind. We're going to go to next a woman, in fact, it's a couple that I've known for a while now, maybe since 2012 or so. This couple, they have been with me probably every step of the way since then, and they're founding members, and I'm really excited. I can't wait to see them have massive success. I'm not sure if one or both is going to speak, but I want to bring up Shauna and Ron Ross. Shauna and Ron, are you there? And if you're muted, hit *6 to unmute yourself.
Yes, Brandon, we're here. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Go right ahead. The floor is yours.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ron Ross, and my wife is with me, Shauna Ross. And just happy and ecstatic to be a part of this company that the founders and the pinnacle leaders have put together for us. A little bit about my background is I have about 10 years in finance, and I was a personal banker working at a bank, wealth management. I did everything that you can think of when it comes to finances at the branch. Me and my wife, we also owned a real estate company for about 7 years. And like the other gentleman said, you hustle hard and you try to have things to make your life better, but those things are not ongoing. You get a paycheck and it stops. It's not residual income. So back in 2001, we joined a company called ACN. We had pretty good success. We built a small team. Everything was good, but the only thing that was lacking that we sought after was leadership and guidance from our upline. And with joining this company, Kryptogenex, I see all the things that we were missing previously with this new company, Kryptogenex. Kudos go out to Brandon Ivy, Jarris Coleman, Mike Box. These are phenomenal leaders that are invested in everybody's success. And I think that breeds success throughout the company. When you have leaders that are willing to spend their time and energy to make sure that you're educated, make sure that you're up to speed, make sure that things are going right for you, and talking to your people to get you going, it makes you more energetic to make sure that you're doing the same for your people. So my hat's off to the founders and the pinnacle leaders, making sure that this ship is headed in the right direction. The next thing that I'm most excited about is the learning platform, Kryptogenex. A lot of people are excited about Kryptogenex of helping them earn this passive income. What I'm most excited about Kryptogenex is the educational piece that limits the amount of money that I will lose in the future. So what I'm saying is the more I am educated on the things that are coming, the more I am not going to lose money on those things. Not being educated in some previous ventures that we were in, we lost a little bit of money, and that was no fault of our own. We just didn't know any better. But with the Kryptogenex, is going to make everything a lot better from a learning standpoint, and hopefully we can all succeed in this together and grow together.
All right, Ron.
This is Shauna Ross, real quick, Brandon.
Go right ahead, Shauna.
Thank you for everything you've done for us. It's great knowing you. You're the reason why we're a part of this. Been knowing you for about 5 years and watching you, and your leadership is fantastic. We're just excited about Kryptogenex and what's going to be, coming to a head soon. And we're so blessed to be a part of this movement and cannot wait to see everything unfold and watch everybody prosper. Thank you so much, Brandon.
Well, thank you, Shauna. And I like what Ron said there, that the education piece is actually going to save you money in the future from making mistakes in the future that we just didn't know before to see about. That's a powerful statement there. So thank you, Ron and Shauna. Let's see if we can go back to Alaska, see if we got Rescind back. So Rescind, are you there?
Hello, can everybody hear me?
Yes, sir. The floor is all yours.
Awesome. First of all, I want to take this moment to thank God for today. It is a lovely weather here in the state of Alaska. And thank you for this opportunity, everybody. And I want to tell you where I'm from, a little bit about me and how I got involved with Kryptogenex. Originally, I'm from Philippines, in the island of Samar. Came to the United States in 1987, lived in L.A. to San Diego, was in California for 16 years, a couple years in Colorado Springs, moved to Alaska in 2004. I'm a stay-home father of 3 beautiful divas, young divas, little ones, Currently, my status is that I am unemployed. I was laid off before the holidays, and so far, where I've been in life is that I've worked in a multitude jobs, from one job to another. I was having a hard time landing a good job. I'm a high school dropout. I don't have any degree, but I have the heart to, willing to work and put in the effort and cooperate with the team and, grow with the team. And so I work in the seafood industry. That's where a lot of my background, handling seafoods and filleting and whatnot. Competed in MMA. Didn't really make it that far. I was introduced in network marketing in 2010 by a mentor of mine in a company called Visalis. And with that being said, I started in the bottom as an associate and moved up to regional director. And that's where we and Christy Snoddy have met because, Visalis was a health and wellness platform. And at that time, I was not only that I was competing, I wasn't competing full time, but I was competing in assisted coach in the boxing academy, where a gym facility I was training at the same time, and that's how I got involved in the health and wellness company. And so, why am I excited about Kryptogenex is that when people speak about timing, certain people fear that word timing. They don't know how to react, or they don't know how to hop on board with whatever opportunity it is that they are, they have been presented. Some people see the bigger picture, and seeing that bigger picture really spoke to me because timing is key. Hearing about the level of security measures with Kryptogenex, from all aspects, and really covers the level of security of, just making you feel like, man, you know what? I've been looking for a home. I've been looking for a company that I can work with, I can grow with, I can expand with, and just tell my story. And that's what we need to do, guys, is that we need to create and tell our story individually with this company and for this company, and really put your heart into it, because if you feel that you found yourself a home and that you are being protected, and while you're being protected, you're constantly being nourished with the tools you are being provided with, proper information that you can share with your loved ones, your friends, your coworkers, your longtime acquaintances. It speaks a lot, and it means a lot. Leveraging yourself with a company that ensures your security, and it's very, very hard to find a company with such as Kryptogenex, because there's plenty of great companies out there, but a lot of the little guys don't really get to make it that far because they don't have all the means of financial to help support their small business that they just invested themselves into, yet alone the level of support directly from the top leaders. Because with that being said, guys, leadership, when you look at leadership, it's not about a position. For me, it's not about a position. Anybody can be a leader. Anybody can lead something to a certain things. But what a leadership is, you have to be willing to step out of your comfort zone and reach out to the bottom of your teammates and look what's happening. Are they producing? Are they not producing? What can you do to help them produce today? What kind of positive enforcement can you connect with them today? Are you in sync at the same wavelength with your teammates? How are you addressing your leadership? How are you improving your leadership? So I always look at that, and even I myself, I'm always finding a ways how to improve my leadership. And so, guys, with that being said, man, you have just lined up with a company that's about to blow it up to a huge proportion. And if you're looking for a perfect timing, this is a timing that you guys going to want to get involved and focus on building. If that's what you're doing, if you're building, guys, I don't focus on the number of dollar sign. I focus on the number of people, of how many people we can reach out and help to out there. Because our economy, we're drifting. It's dropping dramatically. And how can we better improve our economy if we don't begin it with ourselves, if we don't reflect and speak with the hearts? And, you know, when you're passionate, when you speak with love and when you work with love, nothing can ever break you. Nothing can ever stop you from ever achieving your dreams and your goals. Nothing. Anything is impossible. You know?
Yes, yes.
And so
Thank you.
I just want to encourage everybody that if I can ground. Hello?
Go right ahead.
Thank you.
If I can come from the bottom and be the underdog and make it to the top, and I'm not stop going to the top, anybody can do it. I don't find no excuses. There shouldn't be no excuse up to why you can't be successful in Kryptogenex. You had to create your own roadmap. You had to create your own strategy, your goal. You got to plan it out and work it out with your team. I reinforce my team all the time and say, hey, guys, how can we produce today? As a leader, I have to nurture my teams. I had to nurture my flowers. I got to water them down in order for them to grow. I got to let them receive that vitamin D in order for them to be energized and revitalized. And that's what leadership is all about, guys. And that's how you're going to grow with your team and your organization. Anywhere in the world you want to take this to. Speak with your hearts rather than numbers. Connect with your teammates. Praise them. Give them a high five and a pat on the back. Hey, good job. You got once today. Awesome. That means you're doing better. Keep up the great work. Keep it rocking. And the level of the support that I received from Kryptogenex, guys, is that I didn't get this from the previous company. I love Vitalis, don't get me wrong, and I'm not trying to talk negative in regards about other network marketing and company out there or any other company at all. But the level of support really do matter. Are the community engaging? You know what I mean? It doesn't matter what group you are in, but are we engaging as a community? Are we supporting each other as a community? That's what matters. That's what's going to reach out to each and every single one of us that's doing this, and it's going to fire us up. It's going to boost our confidence. It doesn't matter what's your background. From all walks of life, we all have the means of wanting to earn. Well, let's go to work. Let's all work together. Let's all be unified. And work with love, because love speaks really, 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 really loud to everybody. And with that being said, guys, I thank you for your time. And with any further ado, Brandon, I give it back to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Rescind. And next, we're going to go to a young man that I haven't known him for a long time, but he is working very hard and very well with the company and behind the scenes. I have seen a couple of his presentations and lives, and I'm very impressed with what he's done. And I want to bring up founder Matt Sheriff. Matt, are you there?
Yeah, Brandon, can you hear me?
Yes, go right ahead, sir.
Great. Thank you. Thank you for having me on here. It's been really, really great to hear some of the other founders and the stories. It's always a powerful, powerful thing. So let's give you a little background on myself. As Brandon said, my name is Matt Sheriff. Originally, I'm from Manchester, England, but I came to the States when I was 19 on a basketball scholarship and have been here for the last 7 years. So I've been very blessed in that. space. I've got a big passion for sports and everything that goes with it, the hard work, the dedication. So a lot of doors have opened up for me with that. I'm currently about to graduate with my master's in finance, and I've always been an entrepreneur at heart. When I was 15, I would be sourcing different products from different places and selling them at school or other places, creating a little bit of money and then rolling the profits back into something else to try and sell. And for about 5 years now, when I was about a sophomore in college, I wanted to start making some money, but it's quite hard as an international when you're in the U.S., when you're a student. So I began searching online, and then I opened my own eBay and Amazon stores, started to create an income like that. It went really well, really solid part-time income as I was studying and playing basketball and everything that comes with being a college athlete. It's quite a busy time, but I was able to leverage the internet to create an income, when I could work it, which was, awesome. This technology gives us that ability to do that. So then in 2015, a project that I was working on, a couple of guys said, "Hey, mate, you need to check this out." And they introduced me to actually an altcoin of Bitcoin, a new project that was forming in 2015. So I began to look at that, really got sort of obsessed with Bitcoin, blockchain technologies, distributed ledger technology, and really the movement that it represented in terms of a different way of looking at value and really flipping the script on the financial world. And that was so interesting to me. So I watched and read as much as I could and followed the most prolific speakers in this space. And I really began to become versed in what was going on here. So in 2015, that's when I got my first, when I started investing in cryptocurrencies. And obviously over time, Bitcoin and a lot of other cryptos have appreciated. So I was able to do well and then start to diversify my portfolio and start to understand trading and market trends and all that good stuff by really self-teaching and just having a thirst for knowledge. And that's what has really helped me, navigate this space and understand it and make certain mistakes and make certain good calls, which has brought me here today. And in 2018, at the start of it, I wasn't really looking to get involved with anything, with any particular opportunity. I had a couple of things going on. And Rob Harris, one of the founding members, actually reached out to me and he said, "Hey, we're putting this thing together. It's still sort of in the idea stages. We're, building the library out and that sort of thing." And myself, I've been creating content for about 2.5 years on this space, trying to help people understand Bitcoin and blockchain basics and how to navigate themselves through this industry, because it is very loud. The internet and social media and etc. creates a lot of loud noise, and it's hard to sort of decipher what you should listen to and what advice you should go down. So he sort of pitched the idea to me and asked me if I'd be willing to come on a call with one of the founders, and they were able to explain sort of what Kryptogenex was, what their idea was, what their mission statement was. And that's something that really resonated with me, because not only is this about money and making money, the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency space is really a movement of a platform of trust that is completely flipping the script on the financial world. And it's incredible that myself and all of you on this call are able to partake in potentially the biggest transfer of wealth that human history has ever seen. And just let that sink in for a second, because I don't really say that lightly. This is potentially the biggest transfer of wealth human history will ever see. And that's absolutely huge. And for me, when I was getting on board with this, and as Brendan told you, I've been helping build the online library of education within Kryptogenex, and building things from understanding blockchain basics to building a diversified portfolio to understanding market trends and how to look at risk and reward, a lot of different concepts that go into this industry, which does have a lot of layers, and there is a big learning curve. But once you can understand that education will give you what I call an offensive and defensive game, that partakes into any different industry, especially the cryptocurrency industry. The offensive game being able to understand what projects to get into, what Bitcoin really represents, when to take another opportunity on board, from doing your due diligence and understanding the trends, to the defensive game of understanding where not to go, or the particular projects that aren't very good, and to help shield yourself from a lot of the crap that's out there. So Kryptogenex in itself resonated with me so much to truly be a global platform of education, because this is going to be an unbelievably dynamic space. And as a company and as an educational team, we need to be unbelievably dynamic with it. So what this company really represents to me is, one, an educational platform, but two, a platform that can allow itself to flow with the industry over the next couple of years. Because, I got involved with this in 2015. When I got involved with this, Bitcoin was about a $2-3 billion industry. Right now, the crypto market cap is over $300 billion. An absolutely astronomical level of growth. The next 3 to 5 years, this industry could look very, very different to what we're seeing it right now. And that's the ability of this company to move with this, with its members, to be able to educate as this industry innovates and pushes that out to the edge, because that's very, very different to the financial institutions that we're used to. They try and sort of control that innovation because they have a monopoly over the market. Well, not with this industry, not with Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies and the amount of developers that are working on these particular projects. Some of the best computer scientists in the world, some of the best software developers in the world that are pushing this technology to the edge, and we can be a part of that. We can be a part of that movement that is changing the way that finance is done, is building another ecosystem that anybody in the world can be a part of. So in a broader sense, it's bigger than just money. Obviously, we all want to make money, everybody around the world. But we also want to be a part of a movement that really, really means a lot to ourselves and different people around the world. A lot of the people on this call will be from America or the UK, and hopefully the rest of the world too. And within developed countries, we have a certain level of banking. That might not be the case for other countries that may have a corrupt money system, or they don't really have access to a bank account. This industry offers so much to those people, and we can be able to educate these individuals through this platform. And when the founders told me that, this thing is going to be in 25 plus languages, that was music to my ears. That means even more education all over the world, which is an absolutely beautiful thing, especially in this space. As I said, I've been in this for 3 years now, and 2017 was a wild, wild year for this industry as the adoption grew more than any year beyond that. And one of the biggest things that was lacking was education, was people that didn't truly understand what they were getting involved with. And you see, the big spikes and the big drop-offs in this industry, and we call that weak hands in the market. And that's really from a lack of education, a lack of understanding what they're involved with and the real type of movement that this represents. So I'm really, really thankful for this company putting this together, putting this global library together in so many different languages. It's going to help so many different people around the world, and, with solid leadership. And that's a big thing too. An idea is only as good as an idea. And it's been awesome to be able to work with Brandon, who's an absolute workhorse, Stephen, Kathy Keene, Jeremy Keene, Rob Harris, all those people who are putting this thing together and, bringing an idea and really creating it, because execution is absolutely key in all of this and being able to move with the way things are going. So I'm really, really excited to be helping on the education side. It's something I'm very, very passionate about, and I can't wait for this thing to launch and help so many individuals. And thank you so much for giving me this time to just share my story and a little bit of my thoughts of this industry. And very, very excited. So thank you, Brandon, and back to you.
All right. Thank you, Matt. And we only have two guys left, and I saved these two for last because both of them are putting on the first events for Kryptogenex. And I'm going to go all the way first to Sweden for a gentleman that I have been working with for years now. He has been a top producer of everything that he's done, and he's already off to a fast start with us here with Kryptogenex. I want to bring up from Sweden, Mr. Peter Blackwell. Peter, are you there?
Yes, Brendan, I'm here. Can you hear me loud and clear?
Yes, I can. The floor is yours.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I'm super excited. Yes, first of all, hearing all the leaders from all around the world, talking about this, just seeing how many people already are involved is just mind-blowing, especially when I start. My story is basically, I've been in the industry for about 20 years, and like most people, I had, mix of success and failures, especially when I started out. I had a lot of failures, didn't make any money at all, and I was about to give up several times. But when it comes to the whole crypto space, I've been part of pills and lotions and potions, that kind of stuff, like many over the years. But when it came to the crypto space, my case, it was all about not understanding what it was all about. I heard about Bitcoin like most people, but that was it. I didn't take the time out to really try to understand what it was all about, or, to educate myself. And that's the thing for most. This is where I see we're going to change. We can basically change the world and create a movement with this, and I know we're going to do that. So that's one of the things that make me really excited. But here in Sweden, I have, two friends of mine, Luciano and Andreas. They told me about, crypto in the networking space, a couple of years back. But at the time, again, I was skeptical, and I was sort of almost brainwashed, from the whole potion and lotion industry. So I didn't want to go there. And again, looking back, it was all about me not understanding and not, taking the time to find out more about the crypto space. So they went ahead actually and built, I watched them, of course, and they built enormous organizations. I believe they had around 90,000 people, in their team. So when this came up, eventually with Kryptogenex, Brandon told me about this. I was excited, from day one, even though at the time we didn't even have a name for the company. I'm as a founder, but I understood that this is going to be something else. So, like most people, looking back, the lack of understanding. Like I said, this is where I feel I don't think we can even realize at this time how big the potential is with this, because there is hundreds of millions of people like myself out there that, yes, they're interested. Of course they're going to be interested, but they just don't know and don't understand what this is all about. So to get the market shares and to create a movement that could be worldwide, I know the key is education. And like most people, we talked about, of course you want to make money, and I still want to make money, no question about that. But the more I think about it, the more I look at it, the more I talk to people around the world, understand that the key is education. And this is what I'm so excited about with this company, because I know that as we spread around the world, having 27 languages when we come out the gates, this is going to be life-changing for a lot of people. And also I had with Brandon know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to mention any names or any companies, but I had a couple of months where I was involved with a company in the crypto space before Kryptogenex. I couldn't believe the money as well. In that particular company, I was making more money in a week than I previously had done in a year. So I was spoiled. I was ruined. after that, I was thinking, this is the space I want to be in. I don't want to sell any juices or pills anymore from a health company. Not saying that there's a lot of companies like that are successful, but just the whole feeling of this space and the magnitude. I remember I was in New York back in April last year. This is another thing. I wanted to buy 10 Bitcoins at the time. Everything was ready. I was going to buy the 10 Bitcoins, and then I suddenly realized, where do I store my Bitcoins? I had no knowledge, no understanding about a wallet, how to open a wallet. I even went to the bank, and they were brushed me up fast. They basically told me, well, we don't have any Bitcoins here, because I just didn't know. So at the time, I remember it, one Bitcoin was $1,200. And I was ready to buy, but I just couldn't do it because I didn't know how to even open a wallet. So again, this is going to be a ride. I'm so excited about this, and also the team. I never before ever had a lineup of leaders around the world. I think here in our team in Europe, I think we already represented about 20 countries, big leaders for about 20 countries around the world. The Swedish team here with Andreas, Luciano, Matthias, several others. If I could pick and choose, like put together a dream team, this is the guys I would choose, and now we're working together. So yeah, I'm super excited. And to finish things off, of course, which is a big thing I'm thrilled about as well, we're going to have, at the same time to have it in Houston, Texas, the 21st of April, we're going to have the first ever European event over here in Sweden, in the city where I live, Malmo. So anyone in Europe, you need to come. Don't miss that. You can PM me, or if there's someone that don't have me, contact Brandon. He would give you the information. But that's another thing. We're going to have a big event over here. We're expecting to have about 400 or 500 people for the first event. I think that's pretty cool. Looking forward to have Will here, Brandon, Christy. It's going to be awesome. So with that said, back to you, Brandon. Thanks.
All right. Thank you very much, Peter, and congratulations to you and your team and what you guys have set. I know you are already positioned to get 20,000 plus on your team in a short period of time. So congratulations. Last but not least, I want to bring up from United States a gentleman that also I have not had that much work with experience, but I have heard of him before. He's tremendously successful. He has a lot of successful people on his team as well, and they're putting together the first event in the United States in Houston, Texas. So I want to bring up Jason Mannion. Jason, are you there?
Brandon, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Floor is yours.
Awesome. Hey, guys. Wow. It's been an hour, right? We've been on this call for an hour, and I love it. If you're on this call and you've stayed the entire way, right, or if you're listening to this future recording and you've listened to an hour call, be super proud of yourself because you're doing it. You're so doing it. Like, this is it. This is how you become successful entrepreneurs. This is how you get out of your comfort zone and do greatness in your life. This is it. Relax, be patient, enjoy the process, because literally, guys, I have not been a part of something that words can't really express how I truly feel inside. I just can't. There's big things happening behind the scenes that you guys don't really know about, that I've seen personally, that I've spoken to Steven and Mike Boggs and Jeremy Keene. Like, these are impeccable people with high integrity. I'm going to talk a little bit about them, but I want to just introduce a little bit about my background. I'm 36 years old. I live here in Cypress, Texas. You probably hear my kids in the background because I'm a stay-at-home dad. I love being a stay-at-home dad. I'm incredibly blessed and thankful to be a stay-at-home dad. I changed more diapers than the average father in the world, and that's a beautiful thing. That's something that I wanted ever since I was 8 years old. And my wife is a stay-at-home mother, and we do this full time. We've been doing this full time now for 4 years, and we're incredibly thankful. I'm humbled and honored to be in this position. I really am. I'm not doing it by myself. That's the beautiful thing, is that I didn't get here by myself. There was a lot of collaborated teamwork going on. But I live here in Cypress, Texas. I've been doing this now full time for about 4 years. I've been in the MLM industry now for about 20 years. I failed miserably for 16 years. I failed miserably for 16 years. When I say fail, I mean I lost a lot of money. But I had great gains of wisdom and knowledge and personal experience that got me to a place where I'm at right now. And even in the last 4 years, everyone, I still lost money. Last year, I lost over $40,000 worth of Bitcoin. It was nuts. But then I was seeing what was happening in the cryptocurrency space. Most people in the cryptocurrency space, they want to get in and they want to make a lot of money really, really quick. They have the lottery mind. They want to play the lottery and they want to get rich. You can't do that. You'll fail. Trust me. I tried to do that and I failed miserably. I learned quick, but I failed. If you have the gambling approach behind all of this and you're trying to bring in new beginners in the cryptocurrency space to participate in some ICO projects, it's not going to happen. That's a wrong idea. Try to get them involved with mining first. Try to get them involved with trading, and they have no idea how to open up a wallet. Bad idea. You're going to fail that new person. It's one of the reasons why I'm in love with Kryptogenex. It's one of the reasons why I'm in love with this educational platform. It's a beautiful thing what's happening. You don't want to rush this process, everyone. The core five that's behind the scenes, Mike Boggs and Kathy Jean, Jeremy Keene, Stephen McCullough, right? Will Fajitlin. Like, they're putting a lot of time and energy and money to not rush the process. Please be patient with it all, everyone. Please, because we don't want to rush out of the gates and we don't have a strong foundation. We want that foundation very strong, very deep. It's stable, it's long-term, it's protected, it's secure, and it's good for all customers and distributors. Trust me, you're here. You're at the right place with the right company, with some top leaders with high integrity. You're doing it. It's an incredible thing what's happening. So let's see. So I before I got into Kryptogenex, everyone, I actually got involved with a centralized cryptocurrency 4 years ago. It was centralized. It wasn't decentralized. And I learned a lot through that process. This entire movement, everyone, is a huge philosophical movement. There's a huge spiritual movement within cryptocurrency. There's a huge political movement within this industry. It's massive what's going on. And a lot of people still have no clue about this space. And you and I have the ability to be incredible students first, teachers second. And once you master your craft, which you will probably never master the craft because this technology is growing every day really fast, governments are changing laws to, try to keep up with the technology every day. Once you desire to master your craft as a student, you can lead and guide other people with accountability and responsibility and ownership, and you can lead and guide them and leverage yourself with Kryptogenex that will save the other person time, money, and giving them quantity and quality information in the how-to training videos of what to do and how to do it so they can participate in something that's going to be around for long-term stable success. Education is the way to go, everyone. You don't teach someone math and you don't teach someone algebra before they learn the number system, right? That's what most people are doing in the cryptocurrency space. Most people are teaching people algebra before they even know the definition of the number one. of the number one. You guys understand what I'm saying? That's why a lot of people have lost a lot of money in this space, because a lot of people are just jumping in to ICO projects and they have no clue how to send and receive cryptocurrency from their wallet. A lot of people are just jumping into a mining project or a trading project and they have no clue what the blockchain technology even represents or what it means. They have no clue how this space gives an individual personal empowerment, freedom, and sovereignty. This technology is not perfect, don't get me wrong. It's just incredibly better, incredibly better than our current fiat monetary system. We all know this. We can talk on and on about the governments and banks and so on, but I don't want to talk about the negativity. Let's talk about the solution. And that solution, everyone, is educating yourself the right way, bringing on new people and educating them the right way, and leveraging yourself with an incredible opportunity with Kryptogenex. With that said, I'm incredibly thankful for Brandon Ivy. I'm incredibly thankful for my upline, Peter Blackwell, Naive, Luciano. There's an incredible team that I work with Tina and Richard C., Randy Strain, Cowboy Jeff, Keith Bliss. We're going to have a massive momentum movement April 21st here in Cypress, Texas. Please get to a live event, everyone. Build relationships. Going to live events is a different energy. It's a different feel. You have more clarity. You have more confirmation. So you have more emotional intelligence and confidence when you go back out into the real world and share this with other people. Get to a live event. With that said, I appreciate you guys' time. Thank you so much. Back to you, Brandon.
All right. Thank you, Jason. And that is it, guys. You had a chance to hear from 10 out of a little over 100 of our founders. This is just you've only heard from the tip of the iceberg. The amount of leadership that is tremendous. There are some people that they haven't even become vocal yet or gone public yet that are building quietly behind the scenes that you can build entire companies around. So this is going to be a wonderful ride. I want to thank all of the participants today for coming out and sharing your story. Some of you I know were very nervous. You never had an opportunity to do that before. So we wanted to give you that opportunity to share and people can hear from you and hear your story and get it out there. And what's going to happen next is we are still in the soft launch. You're going to hear some updates from the company this week. Next Saturday, we're going to bring back some of the founders, and the founders is going to give you the pre-launch update call, let you guys know what's going on, what we need to do to get prepared next, and to get ready for our pre-launch going into April. April is like Christmas for us. That's Christmas. And that month, nothing will be the same after. So what is it that you can do right now to prepare? Number one, make sure you have your Bitcoin wallets already set up and funded, not with just $300, but a little bit more than that. Because again, if you fund it with $300 right now, if the market drops or goes up, it's going to fluctuate. So I would at least go $50 more. Fund it with $350 so that you make sure you're going to be right there when we're ready. So make a list. If you haven't already done so, don't wait until we actually launch and you get your link to decide, let me start sharing with people. Already have a list ready to go right now and have those people on your list prepared. Make sure that they have their Bitcoin wallet set up, their Bitcoin wallets funded, so that when we go live, they're able to come in and go right to work and not have to worry about, oh, wait, I need to fund my account. Oh, I don't have the debit card, or my bank is going to take a week before the funds. You don't want to go through all that. You can start that process immediately. Here's a hint. That is what all of the top people are already doing. They already have a list. They already have their people ready to go. You've got Jason, Leonard, you've got Peter. They're already creating their events in their cities to come to, and we're not even in pre-launch yet. So this is going to be a wonderful ride. I want to thank everybody for all of their hard work. Thank you, founders, for coming on today. Now let's put our heads down and go to work this week and lead by example. Lead by example. You want to know the fastest way to motivate your team? You've got to run 100 steps ahead of them. One thing that I've always learned is people tell me, how do I get my people on my team to move? It seems that I want it more than they do. What do I need to do so that they can be motivated? I said, well, they're going to do what you do, and not even what you do, maybe half of what you do. So if you want 100% out of your people, then you need to be working at about 175% to 200%. Matt says I'm a workhorse. I do that for a reason, because I know it's like the Will Smith approach. If me and you get on a treadmill and we race, two things is going to happen. Either I will win or I will die trying. So I make sure I outwork everybody, not because I just want to do that, but because I know the people that follow me aren't going to do exactly what I do, but at least I'm going to get 75% out of them, 100%, 50%. So lead by example. With that, thank you guys for joining us. We will get this recording out as fast as possible to share with those who could not be on. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Let's go to work. Kryptogenex. God bless. Bye-bye.
Kryptogenex.